to talk today about knowing what it is that you want. It's just really interesting because a few times this week I've had conversations with people and they're not getting results that they wanted. And I was just like, well, what have you been doing? What have you been saying? And the conversation has come about with multiple people. Well, I don't want this, I don't want that, and I don't want that. But when did you actually tell that person what you do want? I didn't, did I? No. Are they mind readers? No, I guess not. I'm seeing where you're going with this. That's kind of the way the conversation went. And so, really, I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea of the subconscious mind and how it works. And, well, the subconscious mind, I suppose you could see, let's put it into context. If you had a child and they were going to go to the supermarket for you, no, in fact, scrap the child part, I'll even go as far as saying my partner. Let me give you an example. A few months ago, I gave the shopping list and he dutifully went and got the shopping, and on that list I wrote the word lemongrass. To me, I meant stalks. I don't know what word came up first for you, but my husband came back with lemongrass stalks, lemongrass puree, lemongrass paste, and I think there was also a sauce with a high quantity of lemongrass in it. What are you doing? We've never had lemongrass before. Why are we going to need all of this? Where am I going to use this? Well, I didn't know which one you wanted, so I got all of them. Okay, fine, So there's that example. There's so many different times, bless him, he's gone out and he's done the shopping. Toothpaste is another one. If they haven't got the brand that we normally have in, he'll bring 3 or 4 back in a panic of, oh my goodness, which one is it? Which one do I get? And instead of knowing what to do, he just goes and gets a few random ones and hopes that one of them will work. And it's a bit of a laughing joke between us now, because he always comes back and surprises me with something that I'm like, where did you even think of that? Who's at fault here? It's me. Why? Because I haven't been specific enough. I haven't explained exactly what it is I wanted. I just gave him an idea. Now, imagine that you're sending somebody, doesn't matter who they are, to the supermarket for you to get, let's go with something like milk or coffee. And you just wrote milk, but they didn't live with you, so they didn't know what sort you got. They'd go into the shop and they'd be going, cow's milk, goat's milk, full fat, low fat, no fat, pasteurised, oh goodness me, oat milk, cashew milk, potato milk, pea milk, barista milk. Like, honest to God, there is so many different variations of milk. They would go in there, we haven't even talked about size yet, right? They'd go in there and they'd go, what is it they want? I don't know. And they wouldn't be able to give you that, so they'd just randomly grab something and hope that was right. Same as if you went for coffee, all the different blends and roasts and beans or ground up or instant, there's just so many options. And this is the same for your subconscious mind, you see, because when you present an idea of a goal or whatever it is that you're setting out to achieve, if you're very vague about it and just use the term coffee or milk or cereal, then it's going to do a search for anything that you can link to it to create that for you. It's not going to know that you didn't mean that version. So it is really, really important to be focusing on what you do want. A lot of people tend to focus on what they don't want. I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be anxious, I don't want to be up all night, I don't want to smoke. There's so many things. I don't want to be in this job, I don't want this, I don't want that. How often do you actually tell yourself what it is you do want? Have you actually said, I want to weigh this, I want to be this size, I want to breathe clean, fresh air. I want to live here. I want to work there. I want to feel calm. I want to feel relaxed. I want to sleep well. How often is the focus entirely on what you do want and ignoring any of that I don't want? That change in mindset is so powerful, and it changes everything, because when you focus on what you do want, you're activating something called the reticular activation system. Now, I don't know whether you've bought a car or a new phone or something, but before you bought it, nobody had it. You didn't see it about very much. And then as soon as you either decided you wanted to buy that or you bought it, everybody's driving that car. You're seeing it all over the place. Well, that's because you've activated this reticular activation system. So your brain's actively searching for it because it's now there. So if you're focusing on, I don't want to be in pain, or I don't want to be anxious, or I don't want to be up all night, then your brain is using this system to keep looking for ways to keep you up at night, because that's the focus. It doesn't understand the don't. It doesn't understand that negative. It only really understands the positives. So if I said to you, don't think of a pink elephant, you had to think of the pink elephant to know not to think about it. So if you're thinking about, I don't want to be up all night, then you have to think about being up all night and set off that reticular activation system in order to know that you don't want that. So the trick here is to focus on what you do want, to tell yourself what you do want, to get that activation system triggered and alerted, to start finding more of what you do want. And that's where the opportunities start presenting themselves, because the opportunities were always there. But if you were focusing on the thing that you didn't want, then your subconscious mind would have actually deleted that information before that was presented to you, because it didn't match with what you were after. So you would never have found whatever that opportunity was that come your way, because it would have deleted it, would have ignored it, because it would have gone, yeah, that's not relevant, we don't need that. When you activate the reticular activation system in the way that you want it to work for you, in a way that empowers you, all these opportunities around you start lighting up. You have to find the positives in things. It changes so many things. So if you're out there if you're searching for love, don't tell yourself all the things you don't want. Tell you what you do want. If you're out there searching for a new job, what sort of job? Where? How much money will you earn? All the things that you want. Not, well, I don't want to be commuting to the other side of the country and having to work away 3 nights a week. Didn't like that in the last job. It ain't going to work for you. You have to find the things that you do want and be very positive and keep telling yourself that, creating that. Also, imagine how much that's going to change your conversations. You ever been around an energy vampire? You know, the ones where you're there, you're chatting away, and then all of a sudden they've just sapped everything out of you. It's just so negative. You start talking about the things that you want and the positivity, and we even have this little conversation that we're having now. It can change the entire conversation for them. Just think about how much more uplifted you will feel afterwards. And I think it's a very British thing to be very conservative, and I don't think we like to really voice ourselves too much. We tend to hold back because it's a bit arrogant to put yourself out there and say exactly what you want. It's a bit demanding, and that's not really the British way, is it? But how are you ever going to get what you want unless you actually ask for it? Because you know for a fact that if you sent a child or your partner to the supermarket, you would have to be quite specific on some of the things that you asked for. Because now, especially in the world we're in, where there are literally so many options for one single thing, it could even take up a whole aisle, they're never going to be able to know exactly what you want. If you send someone out to get flour, you tell them, do you want self-raising? Do you want wholemeal? Do you want plain? Perhaps you'd even go as far as telling them what brand or what size packet. And this is exactly the same thing that you need to do for yourself, to get yourself moving forwards, to get yourself moving to the place where you want to be. So I urge you to just take some time and reflect on your life and the parts where you're not happy, the parts where it's not working. Ask yourself what it is you do want, and then start working towards getting what you do want. Okay, I hope that's really, really helped you. As I say, it's just come up in so many conversations over the last week, or maybe even 2 or 3 weeks, that I thought it was time to put this out there and perhaps help a few other people with it. Take care.